Hello my friends, my name is Artur and I am an Estonian YouTuber. I am not dead. Can you believe it? Joke's on you, I'm still alive. Actually, I was resting. I don't know if you've heard about this thing, but there's like this thing, what you do if you don't work and if it's the end of the year and you just want to relax a bit. You should try it sometimes. But I actually got some fans writing to me, "Oh, are you okay? Why haven't you posted? Are you dead or something?" No, relax. I'm alive. I was just taking some time off, as everyone should, otherwise they will go crazy. What kind of video should I make when the new year comes? And it's 2020, so Happy New Year's, guys! Yeah! Happy New Year's to you. And I figured out we will start with Special Forces, which is your favorite subject. We will watch SAS, which I have never watched in my channel before, versus Navy SEALs. Navy SEALs I know something about, I watched bots and everything, but SAS I know nothing about, so let's make our bets, which are stronger, which are better. I have a feeling that SAS might be a little bit higher. They're on top of the world, aren't they? If you're British, you might know this answer. I haven't actually spoken English in 2 weeks. I only speak English when I post on this channel. I live in Estonia, I speak Estonian, so these 2 weeks might actually have an impact on my accent. So if I now sound more Estonian, then nothing to do about that. And by the way, this is not Estonian accent, this is Russia. Estonian accent much more like this, poker face, dead inside and very monotone speaking. But yeah, let's jump into the SAS versus Navy SEALs.
Air Force, aka SAS, began operations in 1941 during the Second World War. The reason for having such a specialized set of soldiers was to get
1941, not 1939, so they created it during the Second World War, alright.
Behind enemy lines and attack them from within, or at least destroy what they could while gaining intelligence. It still takes part in operations that involve the United Kingdom, but as it's very much a covert special forces unit, much of what the SAS does is a secret. The Navy SEALs, Sea, Air, and Land Team, was formed much later when President John F. Kennedy established them in 1962 as a clandestine unit which, like the SAS, would take on special missions much of the time in very hostile environments. They also act under a veil of secrecy and are sometimes referred to as America's Secret Warriors. If both these units are so secretive, then how does one get a job with them? Well, with the SAS, there is a small problem to begin with if you are a mere civilian. They won't allow you to apply. So to start with, you must already be in the British Armed Forces or be a soldier in the British Commonwealth. Another way to get in is to join the SAS reserve.
Yeah, I never thought about that actually. Special Forces makes sense that they don't allow civilians to apply. Civilian doesn't know shit about war or military or the systems or how to survive, but an army man has already the basic training to build the Special Forces training on top, so it makes it much more easier because Special Forces training, even if you're a soldier already, takes a few years, not weeks or months. So they need that foundation there, otherwise it takes too much.
Reserves, and they do accept civilians. As long as you've passed the reserve training and worked with them at least 18 months, you can apply to work in the SAS proper. To apply for the SAS, you should be between 18 and 32 years of age and be in amazing physical and mental shape. You'll be required to do at least a 3-year stretch. Women can apply, but have so far been excluded from most combat movements. To apply, you must accept that you know the harsh demands expected of you, people have died during training, and that means signing an Army General Administrative Instruction form. You're basically acknowledging you are willing.
People have died during training. I finished my army training and then I got 5 months off and then they mobilized me back to the army. They had a training exercise for 2 weeks.
And that's why they call me.
And they had us sign the paper that if you die, what's going to happen to the money that we're supposed to send you? You come from a civilian life and you just wear your uniform and then you send it to my mom or send it to my brothers or my wife. It's not that big of an amount of money. So it's so weird to go to training from civilian life and suddenly sign that if I die, this happens. It's such a weird feeling.
To go through hell. Next comes the medical, the battle fitness test, which will mean running fully kitted or squatted for 1.5 miles in 15 minutes. Apparently 10% of applicants don't even make it past this point. That pace for even an average person in running shoes and shorts isn't
1.5 miles, 2.5 kilometers. It's quite difficult actually. If you haven't run in your life, you will die in that track. You gotta train for this, because in my army we ran 2.1 kilometers in 15. That was the norm, which is 400 meters lesser, and that was even hard for me because I'm a weights guy. I go to the gym every day, and I haven't ran much. I could do it, of course. Yeah, I'm a trained guy. I'm fit, but it was difficult. Every time we ran it 4 times together in the army, and every time I did it, I ran my lungs out. It was that kind of feeling. I wanted to finish in time. I did, but it was so hard. So yeah, even the running is quite difficult here.
Too bad. Now you start your real training. To join the Navy SEALs, you need to be a natural-born or naturalized American between the ages of 18 and 28, although at 17 you can join if your parents say it's okay. If you want to become an officer,
you can join at 17 if your parents say it's a... What the hell? Wow, America. You can drive when you're 16. You can join Navy SEALs when you're 17, but you can drink when you're 21. Damn! You go to Afghanistan, you know, you're at ISIS or Taliban or whatever you are, and suddenly a 17-year-old comes at you with some special forces skills and just destroys you in that battlefield. That's crazy. US is weird, but it's a military system, so I guess it makes sense. I know most of my audience is like, US is not a military system. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. If you compare it to other world systems that are in first world and peaceful and democratic, then US is the most military system there is. I don't want to offend anyone, I just want to say things how they are. But yeah, I think 17 is a bit too soon.
Can be up to the age of 33. The first woman ever started the training in 2017, but dropped out soon after. You'll need to have a clean record, and many background checks will be done. You'll then undergo physical and mental tests, including an eye test to make sure you have under 20/70 vision. As for what shape you must be in, well, you are going to go through hell with the SEALs, so they suggest you follow their Navy Special Warfare Physical Training Guide. This includes lots of long and short swims and runs, lots of interval training, as well as other workouts. As for other strength training, their gym workouts basically tell you you'll have to be as strong as a bull, as well as have all the cardio attributes. You'll be screened before you can start training, and that will mean you must show that you can run 1.5 miles in 11 minutes, but not squatted. This also comes after a 500-yard swim in 12.5 minutes, 42 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, and 6 pull-ups, all with a short rest in between.
Okay, as I said in one of the videos before, everything here is very doable. Everything I could do except for the running. Running, I think I could not do in my shape right now, but everything else, yeah, no problem. But because everything else is muscles, you know, my cardio is weak. I should do it more. But still, yeah, this is just, I said it in the last video and people said, no, this is just the minimum requirements. And this, like, for a minimum, this is good. I took it last time as this is what you have to reach to. No, this is the minimum and you go up from there, so yeah.
To actually start training with the SAS, the first phase lasts 4 weeks. This will test your endurance and ability to navigate through the wilderness, that being a harsh mountain range in Wales. In 2015, a young recruit died during this exercise just half a kilometer from the end. He died at the part nicknamed VW Valley, standing for Voluntary Withdrawal Valley. 2 other soldiers died that day too, leading to an inquest into the treatment of soldiers. Some of the activities...
3 soldiers died in 1 day of training. Even things don't happen in Russia even that way. That's pretty harsh. Something happened there.
In the mountains included a 15-mile hike to start with. Those that can get through that then have to do a 40-mile hike carrying a 55-pound backpack, a rifle, plus their food and water. They are not
25 kilograms backpack, a rifle and food and water. It doesn't sound much maybe to you. If you carry that more than like 2 kilometers, you feel dead in every cell of your body. We did those journeys, we call them journeys, rannak in Estonian, in army. You carry all of your backpacks, everything, you carry them, and every next step you take, it starts to hurt more, and you want to quit. It's very, very difficult. So yeah, these are one of the most difficult things, are the journeys. Just to keep going for such a long time, 40 miles with this gear, I would die in halfway, yeah. I'd be the one who dies.
Not allowed to use any established trails, but they do have a map and a compass. After that, they can rest a bit and start the weapons training phase, as well as do parachute training. After that, there is 6 weeks of jungle training, usually in the rainforests of Belize, Borneo, or Brunei. The last phase is called escape and evasion, which will mean being forced into some horrible survival scenarios, as well as learning how to handle being interrogated. This will include humiliations and other psychological harassment, as well as being blindfolded, deprived of sleep, given nothing to eat or drink, being put in stress positions, imprisoned in a small cage, and having to listen to loud...
Yeah, this is a stress position. Somebody just freaking tortures you and cuts you open. No. I mean, how can you prepare a person for torture? cannot use real torture. You cannot even use psychological torture, because that would scar people and they might sue you or something, whatever. It's America. How can you prepare them for torture? I don't understand that.
Loud noises all the time. SAS tough guy turned novelist said physical injuries finish a lot of people off during training, but you need a lot of strength of will to get through the psychological stuff. In 2016, the Washington Times reported that one Navy SEAL died in 3 out of the last 4 training classes. One was a drowning, another a suicide, and another a car crash after drinking heavily. The Post states that the 6-month training will include
Car crash after drinking heavily. What is this, Estonia? No, it's America.
a 7-day stretch of little sleep, self-induced hypothermia, and brutal physical conditioning known as Hell Week. It's Hell Week where most recruits drop out. The training in Colorado starts with 5 weeks of pre-training in class. Get through that and you enter the realm of pain and indignity. The Navy SEALs website doesn't go into specifics, but states that you'll be tested to your limits of fatigue. This will include running through sand, swimming in oceans, sometimes in the middle of the night with your clothes on, rappelling down cliffs or buildings at speed, enduring cold and heat, getting lost and finding ways out, combat training, long-distance underwater dives, weapons and explosives training, mission planning, tactics training, and more. Hell Week seems to be the worst part. One soldier described—
Hell Week. Oh, I can just imagine. We had these heavier times in the army, and everybody knew they were coming. The trainings were more focused, and our experience was easy compared to this. It was nothing, but still, it was so stressful that all of these exercises are combined to these 3 or 4 days. You don't sleep, you don't eat, you just do it, and then you want to get over with it. But it was still so difficult. You might think it's just 4 days, let's do it, but no. You wake up at 5 in the forest. You go to sleep at, I don't know, 2 a.m. You wake up at 5 a.m. So the days are not 12 hours, the days are 16 hours. And the hours are long, you have to work hard. No, the days in the forest are much different than days in the city. It's much different.
That is being designed to put you through 24/7 days of no rest and continual harassment. From his class of 300, only 19 completed the training. In all, it will last 5.5 days and you'll almost continuously be pushed to your limits. You are allowed no more than about 4 hours sleep during the entire training. You'll also have to deal with integration in what's called the survival, evasion, resistance, and—
Wait, Hell Week, you only get 4 hours of sleep. 4 hours a night or 4 hours in total? Because if you get 4 hours for 7 days, it's not possible. People die. If you don't sleep for 2 days, it's dangerous. If you don't sleep for 3, you might even die actually. Like, people are different. Some hearts, your heart just like, poof, I don't do this anymore.
An escape phase. Former SEAL Brandon Webb said it will involve sacks over your head, being beaten with sticks, and humiliation. It's here, he said, that some people lose their minds. At least after that you get some classroom time. For 7 weeks you'll also have a land warfare phase as well as parachute training. If you pass it all, you'll be given the Navy SEAL Trident, but then have to do advanced training. This will include sniper, communications, and free fall parachute training. Once you are done, you'll have way more weapons to use than a regular soldier. In the SAS, this will include a C8 carbine assault rifle, an ultra-compact individual weapon, an M16, an HK MP5 submachine gun, an HK 417 sniper rifle, an AW50 anti-material rifle, handguns, tear gas, canister launchers, stun grenades, rocket launchers, portable anti-personnel mines, grenade launchers, surface-to-air missiles, and many more things.
Yeah, I gotta say at this point, it's not Call of Duty. War is not Call of Duty. If you don't know how to use a weapon, if you haven't trained in it, you cannot use it, you cannot shoot it. You might go lucky with some machine guns, you know how to shoot them, you know how to pull the trigger. You don't know how to hold them correctly, how to aim them, or how to expect the blowback. You're gonna miss everything, so it's no use. So truly, you cannot use a weapon if you haven't trained with that weapon. So yeah, in Call of Duty, whatever you get, you know how to use it, but actually those weapons there, they take years of training. This makes sense here that they train so much just to use these weapons.
Take too much time to talk about. You'll also, of course, get all the kit, including things like body armor. According to the Navy SEALs website, your regular SEAL on land will carry such things as the Colt Automatic Rifle 15, the M60 machine gun, M203 grenade launchers, a shotgun, an SASR 50 caliber sniper rifle, an M107 anti-material rifle, a Beretta M9 handgun, a 20mm Gatling gun, and AT-4 rockets. Again, these are just some of the most used weapons, as the list is endless.
Well, this focused more on Navy SEALs than SAS, so I guess I gotta go back on my promise. I gotta watch a separate video about SAS, which I will. If you're from Britain, United Kingdom, England, whatever you wanna call it, I'm not sure. Whatever you say about Britain, you might offend someone, because there's the Commonwealth or whatever. There's so many different jurisdictions that Ireland is separate, of course, and there's Scotland, there's Wales. You cannot call them England, you know, otherwise you offend a lot of people. So yeah, Scotland is not England, Ireland is not England, Wales is not England. I mean English, England. Well, I'm gonna watch SAS, that's what I mean. We started this new year with this nice video. We're gonna carry on this military topic. I'll also try to include some memes perhaps. But did you know that you can't even put dank or meme in the title in YouTube anymore because it's a list of words that will get you demonetized. So that's the system now. So yeah, I will just make videos about memes and put the titles something different. But Monday, Wednesday and Friday I'll be making videos 3 times a week. Again, my vacation is over and you can expect videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Don't even worry about it. Please become a patron, support this channel. A lot of people have. In the next video I will read you these people. We will be thankful for them as they are in the status of gods keeping this channel alive. So yeah, thank you to all the patrons. Next video I will read you out loud. But right now, until my next video, stay cool and bye bye.